Welcome to a Mastering the Marketplace video. You can find more videos, hands-on labs, and example code at this URL, aka.ms/mastering the marketplace.
Okay, so now let's go to Packer and look at how we can automate some of these tasks that we've been creating manually all along. But before we go ahead and do that, let's take a look at what Packer really is. Packer is one of the free and open source tools that's available for you to start creating automation with images. Now, what it essentially does is it creates golden images, and what it means by creating a golden image is that you can create images on any platform. So although we are going to focus on creating images on Azure, you can also use Packer to create images on AWS if that's how you'd like to go forward. And the really great thing about using Packer is that it uses a single source configuration. So you can create the entire image from starting with a virtual machine, an image gallery, save all of this as well as run some installation software on it. And you can do all of this within the same single source file. So you can, essentially, you can also use the same single source configuration file to publish your image on multiple environments. And the really great thing about Packer is that you can do rapid infrastructure development. So you don't have to go in and manually create anything like we were doing things earlier. You can automatically create the virtual machine, install updates, as well as deprovision and generalize the image, and have the image ready for you to just use and republish it on Azure. Again, I want to stress that Packer is a multi-provider, has multi-provider portability, so you can use it on Azure, AWS, or any other environment of your choice. So let's take a look at how this works. Now, Packer works with a particular JSON script. So everything, all the infrastructure that needs to be created will be in the form of a JSON file. And what happens is Packer will then read this JSON file and eventually process it via that build to create the virtual machine image of your choice. So you will specify the exact build of the image that you require within the JSON that Packer can then use to build your image against. Let's take a look next at what the structure of a Packer looks like. Now, before we move on to specifics of structure, I do want to mention that you can have both JSON as well as HCL templates for when you're using Packer. Now, the reason being HCL is more recent, and JSON has been used historically, but HCL has been really great because it really complies with the syntax used for Terraform, as well as several other HashiCorp existing environments. Therefore, there's more and more features being added to HCL templates lately. Now let's take a look at what the structure of a Packer looks like, starting with builders. Now, let's take an example of a Packer script to see exactly what a builder looks like. Now, builders are essentially components of Packer that can create an image for you. So, anything that you require in order to create the image, it can be, let's see, it can be your client secret, it can be your tenant ID, it can also be any resource groups required. So all of this information will together create what is called as builders. Next are provisioners. Now, provisioners are slightly more important because these are essentially what will do the installation of software on your VM images. So like we saw earlier, we we were able to go in and install Apache or IIS service on the different virtual machines that we configured. And provisioners will essentially let us do the same, as well as, make any other customizations that we may want. All right, now variables are the next ones. So you can set variables within your Packer template. That way you can continue to reuse it later. So if you look here, we have declared a variable called Docker image, which then has been used right underneath with the prefix var.docker image. So in this way, you can create multiple variables within your Packer that you can reuse within the script. And lastly are post processors. So post processors, well, again, the only compulsory portion of the different structures template of Packer are builders. So you're going to have to make sure that anytime you write a Packer script, builders are required, but provisioners, variables, and post processors are going to be optional. But how does a post processor play any role in this? So a post processor is a component of Packer that can take the result of builder and then create a new artifact out of it. So you can use it to compress or upload certain things. So this is just a very quick example. So let's take a look at this section, which is showing us how you can add, tags within the repository, etc. So again, these components like provisioners, variables, and post processors are optional, but builders are the only required component of Packer.
Thank you for joining us for another video from Mastering the Marketplace, the learning library where technologists go to get their offer on the Microsoft Marketplace. For more videos, hands-on labs, and sample code, find us at aka.ms/masteringthemarketplace.